welcome to another story time. This one, as most of them do, either involves hunting, fishing, or a combination of both. This happens to be a combination of both. Now, I had a couple friends that I'm going to hitherto refer to as the Yankees. If I'm talking about one, it was one in particular that was really, he and I hung out quite a bit. The other one was more his buddy, but we were okay together. And sometimes there was one or two more, a couple more of them moved in, and they moved out from here. And these guys have since left here and went back to their home state. So they no longer live here. It's been years since I've seen any of them. At any rate, the Yankees and I were out bow fishing one night. It was one of those nights where the water was clear. It was warm, but not too warm. I mean, you could be out there comfortable. Fish were everywhere. We were having good luck. I mean, they weren't necessarily the best bow fishing shots. They became better as we went. This is one of our first few trips we'd taken. I was pretty good, but this night I was having an excellent night. I would say I was hitting 10 out of 11 fish I shot at, which is a great thing, and I was getting them all to the boat. I was very rarely was I missing a shot, and even then it was usually a tough shot, something they weren't comfortable to take, and I took, either on the fly or from not necessarily the best angle, and I was even hitting some of those. Great night out there, having a blast. Gar, mudfish, and carp in the boat, and catfish. We had a few catfish. Those we kept to eat. The rest of them were pretty much coon food for raccoon hunters, or I'm not going to say I did, not going to say I didn't, but sometimes I'd even sell a few of them just to help pay for the trip. Now, the other thing about that night is you'd have to know the area we're fishing, and if you've ever fished a hatchery, you kind of understand. There's several islands out in this area, and there's a lot of what I call reed flats. They're just slender rushes, reeds, whatever. They're all over the lake. Generally surrounding even some of them small little islands, no bigger than this room, that had trees, and then you'd have buckbrush willows, which is what we call them, little small willows around. Even in the water, there were cypress trees, and there was this grass. The whole area, or grass, or there were these reeds. The whole area was just covered and pocketed in them. And what you do is you go around the outside edge of these, following the cuts and all in, and that's where the fish seemed to be. They weren't so much in the wide open stump field, but we'd find a few there. It seemed like they were up near the islands. But just like every 20-30 yards, we'd kick a water snake up out the reeds, and he'd just go swimming off to around or to the next weeds, or behind the boat, whatever. And of course there's a few alligators out there, but we just weren't seeing the alligators that night. So I'm having such a good night, and the Yankees are getting frustrated. They're wanting me to miss. So it started becoming a little bit of a challenge for them. I bet you can't hit that. I bet you can't hit that. They tried to get me to shoot a turtle. I ain't shooting a turtle with an arrow. You'll never get the arrowhead back. It'll be messed up anyway. But they tried getting me to do that. I declined that one. So as the evening progressed, we're getting a little more frustrated, and out comes one of these snakes. Just kind of slow cruising and booking it. He wasn't going very fast. He was just kind of moving out of the way. And one of them goes, "I bet you can't hit that snake." And about that time I said, "Bet I can." My mind's going, "You ain't gonna hit this snake." So I turn cross body like this, draw and shoot, almost in one just non-stop motion. As I was turning, I was drawing. When I got stopped, I shot. Remember, this is a moving snake. I want you to know I hit that snake probably about that far behind the head and split it into 2 pieces. Yeah, I know, graphic. Yeah, I know. Why would I kill a water snake? I was young, I was challenged, I was having a good high night, and didn't think I was going to hit it in the first place. At that point, both of them couldn't believe that happened. We went over, we, recovered the body pieces, ended up leaving them for the turtles to have. Don't have much use for water snake eating it. Never should have shot it in the first place in retrospect, but you got to understand, we'd seen hundreds of them that night, and I could go up there to that particular area and I'd probably still find a good many of them. Less now that the alligator population has come up, but they're still out there. So I didn't really harm the population, didn't really hurt anything, even though under more modern lines of thinking I did. But after that, they never once challenged or questioned me if I could make a shot or not. I want you to know, to this day, I like to pretend that was skill that did it. That was sheer luck. it was a lucky shot, and it happened. It did make a reputation for me, but that's about it. Alright, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the story. Hope you enjoyed it. There'll be more soon.